Good morning, Piute Warriors. Happy Thursday, April 16th. On this day in 1900, stamp booklets were first issued. The stamp booklets contain 12, 24, or 46 2-cent stamps. What is the cost of a stamp now in 2020? You can research that. We have one birthday today. Happy birthday, Haley. I hope you have a good day. Today is also National High Five Day. When was the last time you gave someone a high five? Since we're doing everything virtually, I'm sending you a high five right now. I hope you're doing well. The quote of the day is from George Bernard Shaw, who said, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." Take a few minutes today to journal about what that means to you. Okay, Warriors, so what we're going to be working on today is called My 2020 COVID-19 Time Capsule. This is actually a really cool activity. As you can see, you're able to color, but just by looking at the first page, you're able to color it in, make it creative, make it your own. You can add your name. What I'll also be doing is I'll be sending this file as well with the feelings wheel, which I'll talk to you about in a bit. I'll be sending it to your teacher, so hopefully they can post it on Google Classroom, so that way you can have access to it and you can fill it in, print it out at home, whatever it is that works better for you. But like I said, I think this is a great activity. So this file contains different pages. We're going to start off with this page, which shows, or it's titled How I'm Feeling. So you can draw your face here. You can add words to describe how you feel. So I want to show you guys our feelings wheel. So as you can see, there's a lot of words that we can use to describe our feelings. If you're a sixth grader, you might remember this from one of our presentations in your classroom. A lot of students or a lot of people tend to use the words mad, scared, joyful, peaceful, sad. But if you can see here, for example, the word mad, you have critical, hateful, selfish, and you have other words that relate to it as well. Let's look at joyful. For joyful, we have excited, we have energetic, we have hopeful, optimistic, daring, fascinating. We have a lot of words to describe how you feel. So you can take a look at this and choose words that you can add to your time capsule right here to describe how you're feeling. For your face, you can draw how your face is looking. You can get creative, what you're most thankful for, whatever it might be. Maybe you have more time to hang out with your family or spend with your pet, or maybe you're thankful for having more time to be creative. It could be anything. There's no wrong answer. What you've learned the most from this experience, I'm really curious about that. And you guys all know that on our counselor page, the very bottom, we have a sheet that you're able to fill out and share any thoughts that you might have about the lesson. 3 things that you're most excited to do about when all of this is over. I just can't wait until everything's over because I want to go back to doing things that I like. What do you guys want to do? What are you excited about? I know one of them for me is being able to go out, be with my friends, go to the beach, just be out in public and not have to worry so much about wearing a mask or wearing gloves. I'm really, really excited about that. Okay. So moving on to my community. So where are you living during this time? You can color the page, you can color the house to make it look like yours. What are some things you're doing to help feel connected and have fun outside? So are you going outside? Are you taking walks? Are you putting hearts on your window? Are you doing, I'm sure you guys have seen messages from people like using chalk and that they're writing it on the ground. That's also really thoughtful and really nice. So here you can add what you are doing to connect with others. The next page has to do with all about you. So how old you are, how many inches tall you are, how much you weigh, your shoe size. You can also fill in your favorite color, your favorite animal, your favorite show. Um, this is really neat because, in a couple of months or maybe a year or two, you're going to be able to look back at this and really think about, wow, maybe you've changed a lot in terms of the things that you like. You can show this to your friends. Maybe you guys can share this file with your friends and like try to do it together and maybe brainstorm some ideas to fill in. So you can actually collaborate with your friends and do this, and then in the future, share it with other people as well. So here, see, we have a section for friends. When I grow up, I want to be, and the date. This next section is interviewing your parents or your caregivers. So you can ask them some really interesting questions like what has been the biggest change? How are you finding homeschooling? Like what do your parents really think about you guys being at home and not being at school? The day spent inside, the top 3 moments from the experience, what are you most thankful for? And more questions that you can ask to your parents or your caregivers. Also, you can have them write a letter to you. It could be anything. They could write anything. Maybe you want to keep it, maybe you don't want to read it right now. Maybe you want to keep it for a couple of weeks or months and then read it. It's just depending on however you want to work it out. But, you might be curious to find out what your parents are thinking at this time. So your handprints. So you can print the hands of all the people that are living home with you. You can probably do it in different colors and you can all put it on this page. Maybe you can make a really cool creative design on the actual page with all of your handprints. That'll be really cool. Maybe something that you can actually display like in your room or like when you go back to school, maybe you can have it in your folder, something to remind you about all the people that have been supporting you through this time. So that's a really cool activity. Special occasions. So, what occasion did you celebrate during this time? So, write the list down here. And what did you celebrate? So, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, any birthdays, any anniversaries? How did you celebrate? Maybe think about how that looked different. I know that I've been seeing a lot of, Zoom meetings or parents and other cousins, aunts, grandparents reaching out to other people who are having a birthday through Zoom and singing happy birthday, or maybe it was your birthday and people were standing outside in your lawn singing you happy birthday. So it'll be nice to be able to share that here and kind of reflect back on how everything is so different now. Like if you celebrated a birthday last year, how is that different from this year? Something that maybe you would want to write down or journal. So one thing that we do want you to remember, and I know it's really hard to understand, but you are not stuck at home. You're safe at home. I'm sure you've been hearing stay at home, stay at home. It's for the best thing we can all do is just staying at home and hopefully things get better. And I know that it's takes a lot of sacrifice from everybody, every single person, kids, adults, everyone. We want to be out and about. We want to be doing things, but this is for our own safety. So what I want you to do on this page is to think about what you're doing. What are you doing at home that's keeping you busy? I know that I've talked to a couple of kids who've told me that they're coloring, that they're playing games, board games at home, that they go to their backyard and they ride their bikes, or they picked up a few books and they're reading books. Others are, busy making some videos, posting them on social media. Just, there's so many things that you can do to keep yourself busy because the days are pretty long. So make sure that you're doing something to keep yourself busy, your mind busy. And this is an area where you're able to write what you're doing. So in case you didn't know, you're actually living through history right now. So when you're older, you're going to think back and say, you know what? I lived through the coronavirus. I made it through. I remember when I was in quarantine, and I remember, doing all these things at home and wanting to go outside. So you are living through history right now. When you're older, you're going to be able to share this experience with other people. So in this page, what you can do is take a moment to fill in um, the pages for your future self to look back on. And here, there's some ideas to include, so like photos, a journal from your daily life right now, maybe things from the newspaper, any artwork you've created, pet pictures, and then any special memories that you may have. So those are all really cool things that you can keep and that you can share here. So kind of take this file as something that you can use kind of like as a journal that you can keep for yourself. And then here, write a letter to yourself. So what would you say to yourself? What do you want to tell yourself at this moment? Or what do you want to tell your future self? Like I said earlier, maybe you want to write this letter now and keep it and reread it in a couple of months or a couple of years and kind of think about your thoughts at that moment. I do want to encourage you to try to make this letter encouraging for yourself. Try to point out the positives, everything that you've been doing great. Maybe some of the things that you can change if you could. But just try to be reflective and try to be positive when you're writing this letter. And that's the end of the time capsule. So, like I said, I really do encourage you to go through the pages and fill them out, color them, make this your own. We're all in this together. You're not alone. We really care about you. And we're happy to connect with you. So I just want to remind you to please fill out the counselor referrals on our website. You can do it. Your parents can do it. And we'll stay connected. And you all know that we'll be uploading lessons every day. So make sure to check them out. And I hope you have a